Good evening, ladies and gents. Last day of April. Piotr here, this is Light Forex Global YouTube channel, and we are going to discuss last two tech giants, and we are going to talk about the earnings after the US market close. Now, we are going to take into the consideration charts only. So the rest, guys, is your homework, right? So I'm going to check what is going on the chart, and eventually, if you're going to do your own research and put all the puzzles together, that might give you some hint or hints. Anyway, Amazon, Apple, that's what we are going to discuss. Let's start right here, right now. All right, so the market is quite positive still when it comes to the Amazon. In addition, the yesterday tech earnings reports were positive, so market is blindly buying ahead of the earnings. The thing is that was the move. That was the move in relation to the coronavirus. Incredible move from 2,200 down by 1,000 or almost 1,000 towards somewhere close to 1,400 or 1,300, and huge V formation recovery since, right? Previous week there was attempt to go lower. This week there was attempt to go lower, two lower shadows, right? New high. So of course, from the weekly chart perspective, and that's gonna be the combination, guy. Today we have end of the month. Tomorrow is end of the week. 2,180, 170. We need the close below for more conservative bears to step in. Other words, as long as we are above these levels, right, there is a possibility that any kind of the pullback here, right, might be treated as a buying opportunity with attempt to go and try to reach a new high. That's how it looks right here, right now, when it comes to the Amazon. Let's have a look what we have from the daily chart perspective. Here, situation looks, well, a little bit better. Very interesting situation. I don't know if it's going to work out that way. What I see here, there is a possibility of some kind of the megaphone formation creation, right? Now, it could be that way, or it could be also, if we are going to take into the consideration a little bit different drawing, right? So, well, the move was the break out of that consolidation, followed by the huge sell-off, right? So we might use that to draw megaphone. In that case, we are topping at that megaphone, right? We are topping at that megaphone, and overall, I'm negative towards the indices, but it's gonna be good to do this case by case, because trying to short blindly here from the medium term perspective not necessarily is gonna work the way we want. So trying to summarize Amazon. That's the line in the sand on the daily, in my opinion, right? Everything here, as long as we are above 2,180, 2,170, all right, as long as we are above that line, it's Amazon positive, right? And only move and break through, retest, and continuation to the downside. That could be the solution for the sellers. So anything around 2170.80 might be used as a buying opportunity when it comes to the Amazon, but I don't know. Well, I can't see it. Of course, they can rise, another 100% higher, right? Funk can, rescue the world. Anyway, taking into the consideration chart only, as long as we are above the levels we discussed, it's positive, and yeah, might be bullish. I like to see what's going to happen inside post earnings. All right. So waiting for any kind of a development. Now Apple, right? That's a little bit different story, as you can see. All right, that's a little bit different story. So what I see here is some kind of the gap, and now wonder what we close that gap in many cases when it comes to the techs, right? Check the Nasdaq, and Apple is a little bit weaker. So what I'm looking for, it's 290 right now. 291 was the high, and we are talking about the levels close to 300. So well, 3% higher. Is it possible we are going to hit that level? Well, it is possible. It is possible, and that's where I'm going to look for the selling opportunity. So as you can see, guys, it's a little bit different story when it comes to the Amazon. Same we discussed yesterday and day before, right? In regards to the other earnings reports. So looks like the global slowdown might really hit hard Apple, right? Might affect Apple. So taking into the consideration, for example, today's US data, when the spending, okay, personal spending was even lower, market expectations were low, but the data was even lower, right? Weekly jobless claims. Here, the higher number what the market was expecting. The White House administration is expecting big NFP in a minus in that way, right? Big negative reading when it comes to the non-farm payrolls. That's what we've seen through the news services today. So it's going to impact, and it's not only chart, a little bit of the fundamentals here. So well, if we are not gonna to hit that 300, right? If we are not gonna hit that 300, okay, there might be the thing with previous supply. It might be case with upper shadow today, and that might be negative itself, right? Of course, it's a 3 or 5% lower than what I've been thinking about, but with this upper shadow and negative, we might start. That's the daily chart. So we might immediately start the new month follow. So it's gonna be like, we discussing this stuff, we trying to visualize very often. If there is a supply, right? Very often I'm trying to tell you guys, I would like to see something like that, right? So stop hunt, but close below the supply, right? Then we might follow almost immediately like this, right? It would be good if we are going to engulf today's price action, right? The stop is immediately defined, so it's quite easy to try to monitor and try to work with the correct setup. So Amazon, I'm neutral. I see possibilities with the manipulation to push even higher, and Apple, I'm bearish, as explained here. Guys, don't be trapped. Look for price action towards the last few minutes. You're going to have some hint. Well, I wouldn't go marry it overnight with both stocks. Doesn't matter longs or short. I would be very, very careful. US market is working tomorrow. The Europe is not gonna create any kind of the sentiment like long weekend. I would be careful with the lower liquidity. Plenty of manipulation could happen. So be careful. I would rather use the cash market opportunity tomorrow, for example. So in that case, even if we are going to have higher open or lower open, the price action itself within the cash market is gonna give us an answer. Guys, that was the pleasure. Be careful out there. Don't be trapped. Have a good one and see you around. Take care and goodbye, guys.